Hello and welcome back to FlexSim Geek. In this video, we're going to explore how reinforcement learning can be implemented inside FlexSim. Reinforcement learning is especially useful when decisions need to be made repeatedly in dynamic environments, where traditional optimization methods may not be practical due to computation time or rapidly changing system conditions. Instead of pre-computing a fixed solution, the RL agent learns directly from interaction with the simulation. It improves its decisions over time based on feedback from the system, such as throughput, delays, or resource utilization. This makes it a powerful approach for real-time or high-frequency decision problems, where the goal is to continuously adapt and improve performance rather than rely on a single optimal plan. In this video, we'll go step by step through building a FlexSim model, defining the reinforcement learning environment, and preparing it for training with Python. So let's get started. We will build the model as shown in the video. We will create a source, a queue, a processor, and a sink, and connect them using an A connection. Now we will add two parameter tables to the model. One named observations and another named actions. Inside the observations parameter table, we will add one value named last item type. Inside that value, we will set the type to integer and set the lower bound to 1 and the upper bound to 5. For the actions parameter table, we will add another parameter named item type and set the value the same way. As the name suggests, last item type will keep track of the previous item type, and item type will keep track of the current item inside the processor. After that, we can create a global table named changeover times and input the values as shown in the video. In the model, in the source we will add an onCreation trigger and inside it we will set the label and color. For the label, we will set type, and for the value we will input duniform 1,5, getStreamCurrent. Now we can configure the processor for the setup time. We will use the from/to-lookup table. In the table section, we will add changeover time, and for the labels, we will add type. This sets the row number as the previous item label. Here, it is type, and the column number is taken as the current type. So, as we look into the data, whenever the same type of items comes, the setup time is 0. If other items come, there will be setup times. So the next step is to implement the pull strategy for this. So, for that, inside the input, click the checkbox. And inside the pull strategy, click on the pull the best item. And inside that, under pull item with maximum, set it to custom value. Inside the expression, give item.type == model.parameters item type. Value. That's it for the processor, and now we can configure the sink. On the sink, add an onEntry trigger, and inside it add an increment value. Inside it, under the increment section, give current.labels reward, and under the by section give 10, model.time, current.last time. And add one set label. And inside this, give object as current, label as last time, and value as model.time. That's all for the configuration of the 3D model. Now we can configure reinforcement learning. In the toolbox, add reinforcement learning. Under the observation space, set the space to discrete, and for the parameters, set as last item type under observation. Do the same for the action space. Set it to discrete, and in the parameter section, check actions and set item type. Now, under on-observation, add a code snippet and add this code to it model.parameters last item type. Value equals get varnum model.find processor 1, f_last label. There is an internal label on the processor for keeping track of previous labels, named f_last label. Now we can set the reward function. We are using custom code, and you can follow along with this video. The code takes the reward value from the sink and sets it to 0 afterward. For the done, we will be done with learning up to 1000 runtime of the model. And after that, we are returning both values as an array. For the request action, we are taking random actions for training. Under the decision event, we are referring to the pull strategy event of the processor. And then we can apply it and click OK. So that's all for the FlexSim model setup, and now we can move to VS Code to set up the GIM environment and train the model. Open VS Code and navigate to the directory where the model and FlexSim reinforcement learning code were downloaded. If you haven't installed GIM, install it with pip install GIM. You also need to install Stable Baselines3, and I recommend version 1.8. 1.8.0, which you can install with pip install stable_baselines3 == 1. 8. 0. Now we will explore all the files that FlexSim has provided. We have FlexSim_env.py, FlexSim_inference.py, and FlexSim_training.py. The FlexSim_env.py script defines a FlexSim environment class that we can use to communicate from Python to FlexSim. It includes functions for launching FlexSim with a model and for communicating with the model using sockets. The FlexSim_training PY script contains an example function that uses a FlexSim env to train a Stable Baselines3 PPO algorithm. Before running the Python file, we need to configure FlexSim and the model path. To do that, create a Python file just for path references. Create a Python file named path.py, and inside it write the code as shown in the video. It is a simple class that includes the FlexSim application file and model paths. Next, go to the FlexSim_env. Import the path into this Python file. From path, import paths in the main function of the FlexSim_env.py. For the FlexSim path, give paths.flexsim, and for model path, give paths.model as shown in the video. Now we can run this Python file. As you can see, FlexSim opens automatically, and the observation runs for a runtime of 1000 units. After that, it returns the reward. Then, to close the model, click Enter. And now we can train the model by running the FlexSim_training.py file. Before running the model, we need to set the path for that. To do that, we can import the paths class from the path file that we have created and do the same thing that we have done for the FlexSim_env.py file. You can also change the name of the trained model here under the model save function and give your desired name here. After that, we can run the Python file, and training begins. After a couple of iterations, it stops and saves a trained model. It will then prompt for input. Click Enter, and it will run a series of tests. That's it. Our model is trained successfully. With the model now trained, you can use it for decision-making activities directly within FlexSim. We'll cover how to deploy and use a trained reinforcement learning model in a future video. In this video, we implemented reinforcement learning in FlexSim and connected it to a Python training environment. We saw how an RL agent can learn directly from simulation feedback and gradually improve its decision-making over time. This approach is especially powerful for complex systems where traditional optimization methods may be too slow or too rigid, and where adaptive decision-making provides a clear advantage. You can further enhance this setup by experimenting with different reward functions, adding more observations, or scaling the model to handle more complex scenarios. If you found this video helpful, consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel for more FlexSim tutorials and simulation content. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.